So I know I've already been live today, but I'm up and can't sleep. And I'm about to have some freshly cut cantaloupe. There's a couple strawberries left in here. I got so much editing done tonight. I'm so proud of myself. Like, truly. And it just feels so good to be filming again, and it's story time. There's literally no better feeling than doing your creative outlet or hobby or whatever after being in such a shitty place. I'm just so happy. So I edited part of one story time. Well, that's all I've edited, but I probably filmed for, I think it was 33 minutes after I got off live with you guys earlier. And I've been editing since, so I was literally going cross-eyed, so I had to stop editing, but it just feels so nice to be back, genuinely. And I'm about to be getting my teeth fixed, which I'm very excited about. And I've thought about filming the process just because, like, when you research, like, getting your teeth fixed, really there's only two options that pop up. One of which is incredibly expensive. Insurance really doesn't pay for much of it. I think my insurance was going to pay for maybe a couple $100, which is nothing. It's literally not even one part of the veneer. Veneers are so expensive. Dentures, just, they are for a lot of people. They're not for me. So I found an alternative, and I really want to film the process because I think it's going to be a really cool experience. It's snap-ins. So I'm just super excited. So I'm thinking about filming that process for people who may be interested in getting their teeth fixed, because for me, I'm a recovering addict, and that's when my teeth started to go to shit. In fact, I think it's like 8 out of every 10 addicts, when they do get sober, they do lose teeth. So sometimes when you see people who have lost their teeth, it honestly does not mean that they're on drugs. It could mean that they're clean from drugs and they just lose their teeth. A lot like alcoholics. When a lot of times when alcoholics get sober, their liver starts to act up, just like my stepdad. Like, when he got sober, his liver completely almost failed and he almost died. So, mm, but it was just so nice to edit tonight. I felt so happy, and I wanted to do this for so long. And I also got to give a shout out to one of my subscribers who truly is a writer. Her name's Brianna. I'm sure you guys have seen her before in my live. She is a moderator of mine, and like, you guys don't know every single detail of what the past 7 months, 8 months have been for me. I go into detail in tomorrow's, well, I'm probably not going to upload it until Thursday, to be honest, either Tuesday or Thursday. If you don't see the video Tuesday, it's coming up Thursday. But I go into detail about everything that I've been through. I told you guys here on live that it really had to do with, like, my ADHD and feeling uncomfortable being prescribed something for my ADHD. And for so long, I tried to manage it on my own and doing other things. But at a certain point, it just turned into like this ADHD hybrid depression. It was so bizarre. Can't explain it unless you've been in that situation. I think it would be hard for anybody to understand. But I lost all desire and drive for anything creative. The only thing that I continued was journaling. So I'll probably do eventually when I'm ready to go back into that dark place and revisit it. I probably will read you guys, well, tell a story time about some of the things that I went through from October until May. But it's really nice to just be back and be, feeling inspired again and going back through old journals and ready to tell you guys some of these stories. And the story time you guys are going to be getting next week, I am going to tell my sex trafficking story. Um, I didn't want it to be my first one back simply because I'm thinking of retelling the DEA story. So, for those of you guys who are new or who may not know, the last story time I told got hardly any views, and it's because I haven't been excited about YouTube at all. Um, I did not put in the effort. I mean, the editing I did. Editing is just something that's very like calming for me. So I really enjoy editing. If I were to ever quit YouTube, not saying that that's ever a plan in my future, but if for some reason I quit YouTube, I would probably still reach out and see if people wanted me to edit. Like it's really calming for me and I really do enjoy editing. Videos at least, pictures, I don't think I've ever edited a photo other than maybe putting a filter on it. If you count putting a filter on it, editing it, that's all I've ever done to a photo. But anyways, edited tonight, and literally when I started editing, I used Final Cut Pro. Chris got it for me for our anniversary gift literally last year, and that's when I really started to like experiment with editing and learning how to edit on a computer. So for the first like year, maybe year and a half of my YouTube channel, it was filmed with my iPhone and edited on my iPhone with the app InShot. So if anyone's ever wanting to start a channel or you're looking for an app that's really good to edit videos with, InShot is really user friendly. And I used it for, like I said, the first year and a half that I did YouTube, which honestly, back in the day, people used to like shit on people who filmed with iPhones. It's just so normal now. And not only that, the quality of your iPhone camera is quite possibly just as good as a digital camera. Um, but yeah, anyways, when I opened up Final Cut Pro today, they literally like popped up a box and it said, "Welcome back. We missed you." That's how long it's been since I've opened Final Cut Pro because my last video that I uploaded for you guys was literally filmed ages ago. It was a sponsorship and it was pre-filmed like way in advance and I had to wait for their approval. So anyways, I got about half of the story time edited so far and it's going really good. The only thing is I left out an important detail and I didn't realize it until editing, but I'm going to include like a voiceover in the video, but I just want to mention here in case, I don't know, I just want to mention it here as well. The story that I'm telling, there is a second thing that happened that of course made me inevitably not work with this person anymore. And I guess I'll just have to do the voiceover because it's not going to make any sense here and I don't want to give away the whole story. So just be sure that you do watch the whole thing in order for it to make sense. In other words, the second half of the story, the second subject, I guess I could say, is not going to make as much sense. Also, I shared it on TikTok, but on Memorial Day, me and my mom went to my Aunt Kim's house for a shrimp boil, and there was this cheesecake there. And when I tell you it was the best cheesecake, like I am not a cake person, a cookie person, a donut person, a pie person, nothing. I don't eat stuff like that. I just don't. I'm more of like a fruit type person, like savory type person, like a steak, some fruit is more my jam, not sweets. But there was this cheesecake and everybody was talking about how great it was. And I never seen a cheesecake like this before, so I assumed that it was homemade. Well, I ended up messaging my Aunt Kim about it to get the recipe because it was so good. And I don't like I said, I'm like cheesecake. And she was like, oh no, you can get those literally at the grocery store. So, you guys, you have to go get one and thank me later if you don't watch my TikToks. It's Edwards, like Edwards Desserts. It's in like the pie section of the grocery store, like the refrigerator freezer section. And it is a whipped cream cheesecake. There is no like whipped cream, no icing, nothing. It's just pure cheesecake. And the crust is cookies, like cookie dough. So good. Incredible. And Chris finally got to try a piece tonight, and he's been sneaking up like every hour, taking a little bite here and a little bite there. It's so good. Um, Also, I think I'm going to try to get up at a decent hour. I took a Benadryl tonight because I'm pretty sure that I am allergic to. I think I'm a little bit allergic to Laura Mercier translucent powder. And the reason I say this is because forever I've used Airspun and Jaclyn Hill powder mixed together to put all over my face. You guys know I use Dragon Beauty and the high points or anywhere I concealed. But I ran out of Airspun and I had a jar of Laura Mercier, like a travel size. So I poured every bit of the Laura Mercier into the Airspun container and I mixed in my Jaclyn Luminous powder like always, and my allergies started freaking out. Like I didn't get a rash or anything on my face, but my eyes started pouring. My nose, I was sniffling like literally while editing this story time. I've had to cut out I don't know how many sneezes, and I don't know how many times I went like or had to take my beauty blender and like dab. Like it was terrible. So I'm thinking I might be a little bit allergic to it because I never really used it during all the hype. Honestly, the reason why I got it was because Meredith Duxbury talked about it and she talked about like how great and she showed like the difference in one side of her face and the other. So I ordered it and it is really good. I do really like it, but I think it might be irritating my eyes. Either that or the mixture of the micellar water mixing it in with the eyeshadow, but that doesn't really make that cantaloupe tasted very mercury, like kind of like blood a little bit. That piece did. Ugh. Uh, Anyways, I don't see that being the case because I use micellar water every day and I've used Morphe shadows for ages. So I really do think it has to be the Laura Mercier powder because that's the only difference. And it couldn't be that because that's the first time I've done liner that way. And this has been happening for the past like 2 months since I've been using that Laura Mercier powder. So I don't know. I'm going to try it again. And if it happens again, I'm honestly just going to, tell people who have. And here's the thing my eyes are literally like Hercules. Like they can handle any fucking thing. Like literally, when I used to do just Facebook Lives, I ordered what I thought was Lumnify, which, if you don't know what that is, it's basically what any beauty guru, TikToker, whoever, they all use it because it makes your eyes like crystal white. And it makes your eye color like stand out. It just looks really, and I use eye drops in any video I've ever done. And I ordered Lumnify. It was off of Amazon, but when it got here, it wasn't Lumnify. So if you've ever ordered it, Lumnify comes in like a little gray box with like an eye, a blue eye on the box. This was not that at all. It said Lumnify on the box, but it wasn't spelt right either. It was weird. It was bizarre. And I put it in my eyes like, because I'm dumb. I'm literally dumb. Chris was like, you could have literally went blind, Morgan. Like somebody could be doing this just for like shits and giggles. And I was like, well, I really don't think Bezos would just let someone who's trying to like, poison someone just sell their shit on Amazon. But that was stupid. I shouldn't have done that. But I used the whole bottle. Nothing ever happened to my eyes. And God knows what was in it. So my eyes can literally handle everything. So for this Laura Mercier, and not to mention like Dragon Beauty translucent powder, which is my favorite, has like this scent to it. It really does smell like Givenchy, the interlude perfume. It's my favorite perfume. It has a high scent. Airspun, Coty Airspun powder has a very potent scent. I use Makeup Forever products, and all of them, they have a very potent like odor. It's kind of like a fishy smell. All of their products do. And none of them have bothered me. So it's very bizarre. However, I am allergic to coconut. That's like the only thing that I'm allergic to at all that I found in my life. And like the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, the white bottle that has coconut in it, doesn't bother me. Typically, any lip balm will have coconut oil in it. Doesn't bother me. Um, I mean, there's serums that I use that have coconut in it. Doesn't bother me. Pretty much every shampoo on the planet has coconut in it. Doesn't bother me. Same with soaps. Doesn't bother me. But I'm wondering if this translucent powder has coconut in it or if it's just the powder. I don't know. I think it's very weird because, like I said, I'm not sensitive at all. And I've never heard of anybody having an issue with Laura Mercier translucent powder that has sensitive skin. So I don't know. We're going to have to figure it out. Also, I think I'm going to order those little Tarte, um, they're like pigmented lip glosses. I think I'm going to order a couple of shades because it's literally anytime I start to think about a makeup product, makeup is the only thing that does this to me. Not shoes, not purses. The only purse that is still stuck in my head, which Chris wants to get me for Christmas, is the Marc Jacobs tote bag. I just really genuinely like it. But purses aren't usually something that like I guess because it's not like my hobby. It's something that I could like go without. But like makeup is something like truly makes me happy. Like I just love makeup. It's inspiring. It's my hobby. It's something that just I do for fun. Like even if I didn't get paid to do people's makeup, I would still do it because it's fun for me. Um, but yeah, and it's been a while since I've ordered myself something new because, like I said in the earlier live, like there's not really been any products that come out that have been inspiring or exciting for me, like at all. The last thing that came out that was exciting for me was Michaela's collab, and I'm a late follower to Michaela. I'll be honest. I used to watch her on YouTube back in the day, but then I kind of fell off. You know how you start to subscribe to so many people that sometimes you just don't get notifications for some of them and you end up just watching someone else. That's how Michaela was for me. And then, like in December, November, something like that, she came across my TikTok. Of course, she's come across everybody's TikTok. And that's when I seen that she had done, I started like scrolling through all of her videos on TikTok and I seen that she had come out with a collaboration with Glamlite. So I ordered that whole collection. But that is literally the last thing that's been like, that's come out, that's launched, that's been like super exciting for me. People wanted me to review several of the Jeffree Star collections that's come out. And here's the thing with Jeffree Star, you guys, like a lot of you really want me to do reviews on him. Like my most viewed videos are Jeffree Star reviews. My Nikita Dragun setting review was really good. The only review that didn't do great was Jaclyn Hill's, which really shocked me. But yeah, I think I'm going to order some stuff from Tarte and maybe just do an update on Tarte because I know I've told you guys in the past that I don't fuck with Tarte. And the main reason is because they're notorious for only wanting to work with huge influencers. They're not like ColourPop or It Cosmetics even or Elf or Catrice or literally anybody else. Even Jeffree Star will work with smaller creators to help blow up their channel. Tarte is notorious for only working with the biggest influencers, which I don't think is right because at that point it just becomes a bit monotonous. You're just seeing the same influencers with the same products. You don't get to see any new skin tones or any new skin types. And also, aside from that, is I've heard about their brand trips and how terrible they are. So I just had this like strong notion in my heart to like not support Tarte. But that being said, I am really interested in these pigmented lip glosses. So I'm thinking about ordering a couple of shades, maybe ordering a foundation and maybe a blush and just seeing what they're like now compared to what they were in 2016. And Laura Lee has said this before that a lot of the people that used to work for Tarte no longer work for Tarte. It's all new people. Same with a whole bunch of other companies, like she mentioned Too Faced and, Becca. I don't know what's going on with Becca. I don't know if they've completely like discontinued, but it seems like anytime I go to Ulta, like every Becca product in the store is on a clearance rack. So I'm thinking they might have went out of business, which is really fucking sad. Isn't it even sadder to think that like 5 years ago is when Champagne Pop came out? Like you would think that would have blew them up to the point to where they would come out with something even more special. But I've said this before, Becca is very, very, very the type of company that they come out with something huge and they just relaunch it different ways. For example, they come out with Champagne Pop, okay? Champagne Pop Mini, Champagne Pop's stick highlighter, Champagne Pop lip gloss, I mean, it's like the same product just made different ways. It's in like, a quad. It's in, all these things instead of being creative and coming out with different things. So I think that just became a bit monotonous. And also, the makeup industry is like hardcore. Like you have all of these celebrities, anywhere from Alicia Keys all the way to fucking Ariana Grande to Katy Perry to Drew Barrymore, all of these fucking celebrities who have entered the makeup field. All of these celebrities have started their own brands, not to mention the brands started by influencers. You've got Laura Lee Los Angeles. You've got Lunar Beauty by Manny MUA. You've got Nimya by Nikki Tutorials. There's all of these brands. And then you have Too Faced, Becca Cosmetics. And the thing about it is, when you have these heavily influential people who are creating products that are actually worth a fuck, even if they're not, their fans are going to move to that person's makeup simply because they fuck with that person. And I think the first person that we've seen do this, obviously, was Kylie. Kylie comes out with this brand, and within, I was on the site the day of her first launch. I think I got booted off around 14 times, and I was only able to check out with one lip kit. And that was her first launch. Okay. She started this shit. And then you've got Jeffree Star Cosmetics that I think they came out around the same time. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Jeffree Star was a huge personality. I remember back in MySpace, he was like, I think he had the most followers on MySpace. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Like crazy, crazy, crazy influential people create these brands. And along the way, you have these huge brands who have ruled the game. I mean, just think of when Tarte dropped Shape Tape. How fucking crazy the internet went. When Becca dropped Champagne Pop, how crazy the internet went. When ABH started dropping brow products, how crazy people went for those products. These crazy, MAC. You got to think about MAC. When they would have these collections, you remember when MAC would do all these collections? There was the, aquatic collection, which I think I still have several lipsticks from that. Like, I remember the Rocky Horror Picture Show collection they came out with, and that was like the first time that like translucent powder really started to surface. That was years ago. That was probably in like 2011, some shit, 2012, some shit like that. Like you have these huge brands. And the thing about it is not every brand is like MAC. You can't compete with that. They are an empire. Like, their staples are still staples to this day. I literally still have MAC Studio Fix foundation and concealer in my drawer right over there right now. I use them almost daily. I still have the highlight over there. Like, I still have Fix Plus. Like, MAC is like an empire. So we're not even going to count MAC in this conversation. Let's talk primarily about, for example, Makeup Geek. When is the last time that you've seen Makeup Geek drop a product? Because the last time I remember is before Dramageddon, the first Dramageddon. It's been a long fucking time. Becca Cosmetics. I heard that they went bankrupt, but I don't know if that's true or not. That's just alleged. But literally, anytime I go, like I said, anytime I go in Ulta, every single Becca product is found on the clearance section. And bitch, it's like dropped down to nearly nothing. Also, Becca Cosmetics is in Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, all of this shit, which I've explained this before. And the only reason I know is one of my good friends is a manager of a Ross. And basically, it's just all of the palettes and makeup that Sephora or Ulta, big name, big stores could not sell. And they just sell it all to like Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, that type of shit. So, but Becca, I think, is completely gone. I don't think they exist anymore. I think what you can get from Becca is going to be found at like second sales stores, which is like Ross, etc., or on the sales rack at like Ulta, which is such a bummer. That's so fucking sad. That means that the champagne pops that you have in your collection right now may be possibly the only champagne pops to exist in a few short years, which is really depressing and sad to me. Like, I'm such a makeup lover, and it's just so sad. Like, Too Faced. It's been so long since I've been so excited about something that Too Faced has dropped. Urban Decay, that's another one. That's a name that I haven't heard drop something wild in a long fucking time. I just think that it's high time that brands get re inspired and drop some cool shit. And I'm not talking like drop shit like ColourPop, because ColourPop will literally, launch 7 new items a week. But having a couple of drops a year, it would be nice to have something to be excited about, especially for people who get truly inspired by makeup. That would be so much fun to have some stuff to look forward to aside from Charlotte Tilbury. Like, I feel like all anybody talks about anymore when it comes to makeup is Charlotte Tilbury, which, do not get me wrong. You guys know I love her bronzer. I love her airbrush flawless finish. I love her foundation. I love her blush. I love her bronzer and contour. I love her brand in general. It's fantastic, but I want to get excited about another brand. It seems like all we talk about is Makeup by Mario and Charlotte Tilbury, which is, like I said, no problem with that. I just want to get excited about Lancome dropping something new, or NARS, or Too Faced, or Tarte, or Urban Decay, or Makeup Forever. I want them to drop something. I want to be excited. I want Dragon Beauty to drop something fun. I would love for Laura Lee to drop something fun. I know she dropped blushes not too long ago, but I really want to see, and another one I really want to see is a Jaclyn Cosmetics foundation, not this bullshit skin tint. I want to see her foundation. I think she would rock it. I think Laura Lee kills with brushes. I think she needs to launch a whole line of brushes. 1,000%. I think Manny's liquid lips and shadows are the best. So I think he should come out with a new line of lips, a new shadow, whatever, one or the other. I just think that these brands need to get re-inspired and quit just throwing shit out or just relaunching the same shit over and over again. I just want to get excited about makeup again. I feel like when Dramageddon started, that was the beginning of the decline in the makeup game. I feel like that's when people really started to lose interest in the beauty community and makeup in general. I feel like that's when people stopped wanting to watch people do their makeup because Dramageddon was very quickly followed by Dramageddon 2, which included the rest of the beauty community, which was Jeffree Star and Tati Westbrook and James Charles. So literally every single beauty guru you know, every single beauty guru that was not involved in that drama, I feel like they got the short end of the stick. I feel like like Dominique Cosmetics, that's another one because her brand is so special and so incredible. And I'm so excited. This is one thing that I'm excited about, which is her concealers. I am going to order it because it is one thing that I'm excited for. And through Dramageddon 2, she continued to push for her brand, which is so special. I just want everyone to get excited for makeup, and I want people to remember how fun YouTube used to be. And I really think that if we all can really fuck with each other just enough to have a good time on YouTube, I think we can still enjoy short formed content. I'm not saying that TikTok is going to go away like Vine. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that long form content is something special because people who film long form content, we're letting you in on a portion of our lives. It's a special connection between content creator and content viewer. You're able to connect on a different type of way than you can in a 60-second clip on TikTok. Sure, people do share private things on TikTok, but ultimately, I miss the days of YouTube. I miss the days of everybody here to laugh and have a good time. I miss seeing Shane Dawson on YouTube a lot. I miss seeing Jenna Marbles. I miss watching Jaclyn Hill do a makeup tutorial and watching, Kristen Dominique doing a makeup tutorial. And I miss watching Trisha Paytas cry in her car. And I miss YouTube and the way that it used to be. It's just not that way. I'll be honest, 9 times out of 10, I watch old ass videos. I watch Shane's old videos. I watch a lot of Trisha Paytas's old videos because it's a nostalgia. It's like what YouTube should still be. There's no reason that YouTube shouldn't be that anymore. But I think that YouTube become this toxic place for people who are just trying to escape from their day and, watch their favorite creator after they had a hard day at school or they had a long ass day at work or their kids were, not the best that day or whatever the case may be, they escaped to YouTube. And for a long time, YouTube was not a place to escape to, it was a place to escape from. Because all that happened on YouTube between the years of 2017 to 2020 was nothing but fucking drama. Even the biggest, most loved creators, Jenna Marbles and Shane Dawson, felt so much. The fact that Jenna Marbles felt so unwanted that she completely erased herself from the internet is the most depressing, sad sentence I do believe to this day I will ever say. And now it's gotten too far to the point to where people feel like they're walking on so many eggshells and every single word is being taken with 50 million grains of salt instead of a single. They are no longer entertaining to watch. It's no longer fun. We're having to watch what we say here and, mind your P's and Q's and, you know, maybe don't do it that way because, there's going to be somebody in the comments that's not going to like it and it's going to blow up out of proportion. It's no longer that creative outlet for people that it used to be, is what I mean. And I think that if we can all just take a deep breath and remember why we all started doing/watching YouTube, and just get back to the place that we were, I think that things would be way more exciting and this world would be a much better place. I mean, even if we talk about Gigi Gorgeous, her content is nothing like it used to be. And she was one of my most favorite people to watch on YouTube. Her comedy is just a form of comedy that you don't see out of everybody else. And I can't remember, I think the last video that was very much Gigi, like, I'm not talking about like her vlog style videos, her travel videos have remained the same, but I mean, the last time that Gigi did a very Gigi video was probably in 2017, 2018, maybe 2018. I just feel like everybody is just on guard and scared to be themselves anymore. And I'm just here to say that I am re inspired for YouTube. I love TikTok. I really do. It's not the place that excites me the most. That's definitely here on YouTube. And I'm just excited to be back. And I'm just asking you guys to give people second chances. Remember that everybody who films behind the camera is just as much as human as you. They are going to make mistakes just like you do. The only difference is they are out on a platform for millions of people to judge, trillions of people to judge, however many people watch YouTube. I think it's important to just remember that. And maybe, you know, when they do something that you don't like, just be just be kind. And you can let someone know that you don't like what they did, but just be a nice person about it. You don't have to be so aggressive. We don't have to cancel every single person for every single thing. Cancellation culture is so dangerous because while it started here on the internet, it could start out in real life. And I think we really just need to think about that and be a little bit more mindful of, the punishment that we feel that other people need for a mistake, for a human error. Um, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.